Many years have passed since Moses, at the age of 120, died without seeing the Promised Land, and since Jehovah caused the walls of Jericho to collapse, allowing the Hebrew tribes, led by Joshua, Moses' successor, to enter the city, destroy and raze it to the ground, and to kill all the inhabitants of Jericho without distinction. In the years following the resounding victory against Jericho that was the gate to the Promised Land, as Joshua ordered, the Israelites settled in the land of Canaan that the Lord had given them. While many of them still lived in camps of tents like nomads, shepherds and merchants, others became farmers and artisans. They constructed villages and cities and lived in houses built with stone and clay bricks. When he was 110 years old, Joshua, son of Nun, faithful servant of Jehovah, died. The elders of his people wept for many days the loss of their commander, the successor of Moses. But after the death of Joshua, the new generations of the children of Israel dispersed in hundreds of camps, villages and cities. Few knew about the pains suffered by their forefathers. None of them could imagine what great gift that Jehovah had offered to their fathers and grandfathers, releasing them from the Pharaoh's slavery and taking them out of Egypt. Following the example of nearby peoples, many abandoned the God of Abraham, Isaac and Israel, who released their fathers to give their sons the possibility to be free men, and they began to worship the god Baal. As punishment, Jehovah abandoned them and delivered them into the hands of marauders and the greedy people nearby, who killed their sons and enslaved their daughters. When they were tired from their troubles, the children of Israel cried for their sins. So Jehovah sent judges among them, righteous men to lead the tribes of his people towards salvation.
Jehovah blesses you, Joseph.
Where are you going, Caleb?
To remind everyone that in heaven there's a Father who loves them.
They forgot him, and now they're crying.
They have to remember him, otherwise there'll be trouble.
May Jehovah guide your footsteps. Good luck, Caleb.
In the meantime, the Israelites sang and danced to pay homage to the great god Baal, who took the place of Jehovah in their hearts.
Why did you people abandon your God?
Our neighbors worship Baal. Why shouldn't we also have our own God?
We want another God. We want another
But Baal isn't your father's
Our
God.
fathers are dead. Dead!
But Baal is a god of clay, just clay. Your God is the living God, the high and visible master of the heavens, your creator.
Go away! You're an imposter! If your God is invisible, then that means he doesn't exist!
Damn you!
This unfaithful behavior of the Israelites aroused Jehovah's anger, because many of them not only did not respect Moses' law, but even continued to worship Baal and other gods made of clay and stone, venerated by the nearby people.
Where did he go? He went that way.
And the men ran after him, but they did not find any trace of the prophet.
He's not here. Perhaps he went that way.
And the children of Israel continued doing what is evil in the sight of the Lord, regardless of the consequences. And then the Lord said,
Because this nation violated the covenant I established with their fathers, and they didn't obey to my voice, I won't chase any more before them any of the nations that Joshua left when he died. So through their means I'll test the Israelis to see if they follow the path of the Lord, and will walk on it as their fathers did, or not.
And the Lord tested the Hebrew people once more. He just wanted the new generations of the children of Israel to know and learn war, at least those that had not seen it before.
Who is it that will pay for this weapon?
Jabin the king. He will lead us to recover the land of the Canaan.
Are you sure that Jabin will manage to get rid of the Hebrews?
With our weapons, he'll become invincible. But you're a stranger. Who are you?
I am a servant of the living God, sent by the Almighty to his people who betrayed him.
My forefathers crossed the desert with Moses.
Then you are an Israeli. You're my brother.
Nah. I make weapons for Jabin. My god now is the great Baal. Do you understand?
I regret it, brother. I regret it very much.
To punish his people, Jehovah decided to deliver them into the hands of their enemies. When Jabin, king of the Canaan, sent against them a mighty army, the Israelites thought the day of their doom was near, and they were afraid. Then Jehovah felt sorry for his people and chose Deborah, wife of Lapidot, a righteous woman, as judge and prophet to save the people of Israel and bring them back to their faith in the Lord.
I owed some money to my brother, but I couldn't pay him. Then my brother stole my flock and took my only son, a 12-year-old child, to make his slave.
Why did you steal from your brother? From his garments, I see that he's poor, but not a wretch. So now tell me, how long has your brother owed you this money for?
My brother hasn't paid me for 1 year. 1 whole year. He's got no money left to pay with, so I took his son and sheep. It's my right to do this as payment.
You're a greedy man. You should be more understanding towards him. The time you gave him was too short. You had no right to take his sheep and to enslave his son.
But I'll invest what I've taken from him. He won't die of hunger. He's just weak and miserable. He deserves no more.
You'll give back to him what you took from him. You must do so. Brothers should help each other. That's what Jehovah teaches, and that's what you have to do, so don't forget it.
But I only took what belonged to me. Nothing more, nothing less.
You must have mercy on him. You'll give him back his son and the sheep you took. As for you, you'll only keep 4 sheep and a ram.
But I'll be ruined.
Silence. You are rich and Jehovah doesn't like greed. The first 4 lambs that are born in the flock each year will be given to you as reimbursement until your credit is settled.
Thank you, Deborah.
What's happening? Who are those men?
Jabin, the king of the Canaanites, is coming toward our tents and villages with 900 chariots and thousands of warriors.
He wants to chase us away from the land of our fathers.
He will soon be here. Call Jehovah for help.
Why don't you turn to Baal? Caleb! Caleb, dear brother! The people of Israel have finally decided to ask Jehovah for mercy.
Then let Jehovah have pity for them, for their children, their women, and their flocks. I saw them preparing weapons for their king's army.
Brother, do you know who will lead the king's army against us?
Sisera, the commander.
Oh, Sisera the butcher.
Mercy on us,
Take my
Jehovah.
horse, Caleb, and go call Barak, son of Abinoam. Tell him to come quickly, because the Lord, God of Israel, orders it.
Caleb galloped for days and days, crossing mountains and valleys to reach Barak in his land.
Let us pray Jehovah so that Caleb is soon here.
I pray you, Lord, save your people.
When Barak, son of Albinoam from Calais of Naphtali, knew the bad news. He set out with his men to save the people of Israel, who were in great danger.
Why do you want me to face the king's army?
Jehovah commands you to fight for his people.
How can you be so sure? Do you want me to fight to save a people who always denied their own God?
The God of Israel is also your God. Go to the tribes of Naphtali and Zebulun. Take 1,000 men and go up Mount Tabor. There you'll attack Sisera and save your people.
I will fight only if you will fight with me.
It's the Lord of heaven and earth who commands you to beat Jabin and Sisera, not me. If you want, I'll come with you, but the path you walk won't bring you honor, because the Lord will deliver Sisera into the hands of a woman. You will fight, Barak, but the honor of victory will not be yours.
Even if the honor of victory won't be mine and everybody will say so, you'll come with me. I won't go to fight alone.
But it's He, only He, Jehovah, the invisible, mighty God who commands you, not me.
Doesn't matter, Deborah, because who will win is Jehovah and only Him.
And the day of the battle came. Barak stood on Mount Tabor. Near to him there were Deborah and 10,000 men, waiting for the start of the fight. Sisera was on the opposite side, with his 900 iron chariots and his soldiers that stretched as far as the torrent of Kishon.
There are many, so many. Sisera has put together a great army. I'd never believe it.
But you have nothing to fear. Attack them, Barak. This is the day when Jehovah delivers Sisera into your hands. Jehovah will march in front of you. Attack them, brother.
In the name of Jehovah!
The Hebrews are attacking us.
And we will crash them.
Archers, fire your arrows!
Come on! Jehovah is fighting on our side! Come on!
The battlefield was covered with enemy bodies. Just one was still alive. It was Sisera.
Sisera, my friend, come on. Come down. Come on, don't be afraid. Come in. Here.
Thank you, Giles. Stand at the entrance of the tent, and if anybody comes, tell them you haven't seen anybody. Giles, what you... No!
Barak, the great commander, why are you here? My husband has always been a friend of yours.
Jael, I'm looking for a man.
Come.
Why'd you do that, Jill? Why did you do that?
He was just a poor defeated man who was tired of living. I'll sing to you, my Lord. I'll sing, O God of Sinai. When you set forth from Seir, when you marched from the lands of Eder, the earth trembled, the sky tumbled, the clouds poured rain. In front of you, my Lord, in front of you, O God of Sinai.
The children of Israel lived in peace in the land of Canaan for over 40 years, but some of them went back to worshipping the god Baal. Then the Lord delivered them into the hands of the people of Midian who lived southeast of the Dead Sea. When the people of Israel sowed and wheat started to grow, the Midianites, together with the Amalek, the children of Amalek who came from the southwest, and the Arabs who came from Transjordan, all plundered Israel as far as Gaza. The marauders came in thousands from their territories, plundering and devastating the land that Jehovah had given to the Hebrews. When the downfall of the Israelites was complete, Jehovah heard their cries of pain, and as he did with Deborah, he once more sent them a new prophet.
Who are you?
Don't be afraid, Gideon. The Lord sent me.
Who are you? How do you know my name? I don't know you.
The Lord wants you to save his people.
But that's really not possible. I'm only a boy.
The Lord wants you. Only you, Gideon.
I don't believe you. Give me a sign that God sent you.
Look at that basket there on the ground, Gideon.
Why? Why? What do you want to do, huh?
Look at the basket there on the ground and pay attention. Now you'll see what the Lord can do.
Only the Lord can perform such miracles.
Gideon, it's the Lord commanding you. Tonight, take 2 steers with you and...
Gideon started his work as the Lord told him, but he didn't dare do it during daylight. Because he was afraid of his father's house and of the people of the city, he worked by night. The Lord told Gideon,
Take your father's steer and a second one 7 years old. Demolish your father's altar of Baal. Destroy the idol next to it, and with the same stones build an altar to the Lord, to your God. Place everything in the right order. Then prepare the altar for the holocaust. Take the second steer and offer it to me, your Lord, using the wood of the idol you destroyed.
and the morning after,
Who offended
This
Baal?
will cause misfortune to befall us all.
It was me. The angel of the Lord ordered me to do so.
Baal will punish us all.
Baal is nothing. He doesn't exist. Jehovah alone can protect us from the Midianites' raids and allow us to live in peace.
Baal will punish us all.
You're
This is
crazy.
Do you want me to be put to death for a god of stone? Do you want to defend Baal because I offended him? You want to protect a false god?
You demolished the altar of the god Baal and you destroyed the idol nearby. You had no right to do it because it was our god, the god who protected us from our enemies. That's sacrilege.
Baal is not the true God. The only true God is Jehovah, who let our fathers and grandfathers flee from Egypt, saving them from slavery. You want to deny our God for a god of stone? Don't you see that because of our ineptitude we are victims of our enemies? God chased our oppressors away from us and gave us a homeland. And we, what have we done? We've worshipped other gods instead of him. And we let Israel be brought to ruin by Midian.
Gideon is right. We sinned against God and he abandoned us to our destiny. We've got to return to God.
It's your fault if we get into trouble.
If Baal is a true God, let him defend himself because my son has broken down his altar.
Let's get back to our true God, and he'll help us. He'll defend us.
Jehovah will help us. He will free us of our enemies, and we will be a great people. May Jehovah be blessed!
all the Midianites, the Amalekites and the eastern people gathered together. They crossed the Jordan River and plundered everything they found in the Hebrew fields. Then they camped in the Israel Valley. But the Spirit of Jehovah possessed Gideon, who played the trumpet to summon the Ablazariti. Gideon and all the people with him camped near the spring of Karod, while the camp of Midian was north in the valley, in the direction of the hill of Moor. Then the Lord said to Gideon,
Your people are too many. Let them go down to the water. I'll choose for you. I'll say this one comes with you, this one won't come with you. You'll place aside all those that will lick the water with their tongue to drink, and the same you'll do with those who will drink on their knees.
300 was the number of men that licked the water, taking it in their hands. Gideon kept back these 300 men. They took food from their people and the trumpets. The camp of Midian was below in the valley. Gideon divided the 300 men into 3 sections. He gave each one a trumpet, an empty jug, and a torch. Then he said they had to do what he would do when he reached the edge of the camp, and they would have to shout,
For Jehovah!
Gideon and 100 men arrived at the edge of the camp. He blew the trumpet and they broke the jugs. The other 2 sections did the same. Then all together with their left hand they took their torches, while they kept the trumpets in their right hand and played them. Then they shouted, The sword of the Lord for Gideon! The Midianite soldiers went mad with the sound of the trumpets. They turned their swords against their own companions, killing them. The Midianite army fled in panic, and the Israelis advanced to capture land as far as the Jordan River. The people asked Gideon to become king of Israel, but he replied,
Only the Lord can be the king of Israel.